Hi, welcome to the video. My name's Dychronic, and today I'm taking a look at the Destiny 2 Weekly Reset for November 22nd, 2022. And today, we have 2 weeks left in the season. And today, we actually finally have a story development for Season of the Plunder. Behind me, in the tower, is a donations chest. I am not sure what this is, but there's some gold around it. So apparently, you're supposed to go and do a bunch of activities that we were doing all season, and do them in the last 2 weeks of the season to get captain's coins. Bring these to the chest and it will improve the quarters. And I assume that there's a quest that you have to improve the quarters by a certain amount. Why is this here now? This seems like released with the beginning of the season thing. What? Like, seriously, I'm a little bit annoyed. But this seems to be a community set of goals where you have to get a certain amount with the community in the last 2 weeks of the season. The season that not very many people wanted to play, and yeah, I guess so. Oh wow, they really nailed it. Yeah, they were totally ready for this DLC. Moving on to the regular weekly reset, let's get started with the Nightfall Ordeal. And this week, it's gonna be Lightblade, everybody's favorite Grandmaster Nightfall, and likely 100k it's gonna be on Legend difficulty. And again, we only have 2 weeks left in the season, so if you want to complete these Grandmasters, you gotta do it soon. The rotating Vanguard burn is gonna be Solar Singe. The rotating Crucible playlist is going to be Rift, which didn't like in D1, but they brought it back. As for the Kingfall Raid Challenge, this week we have Hands Off. Hands Off taking place in the final boss encounter, and in this encounter, there's those ogres and those Light Eater Knights. You're not allowed to kill the same ogre or the same Light Eater Knight from the same side more than once throughout the challenge. So essentially, you're gonna have to swap sides with your teammates, or of course, pay attention to which ones you have killed and which ones you haven't. The rotating raid and dungeon this week is gonna be the Vault of Glass and the Pit of Heresy. Up next, let's take a look at Eververse's inventory, taking a look at the different Bright Dust options she has available. First up, we have the Grasping Thoughts, which is going to be an emote where you're trying to pull, I guess, Eris Morn's thoughts out of your head. Yep, there's the Eris Morn eyes right there in the front. Very similar to her. We have the Aoki, I'm not finishing this, the Foss. Must be very fast to be labeled like this. We have the Dido Capsule entrance, and of course the shader is going to be the Polished Sea Stone. Oh, woo! Yeah, that is a fancy looking ornament for the Prometheus lens. There's also that version on Sunspot as well, and you know, it would be great if you ever use this weapon. After that, there's a bunch of stuff in the other section. First of all, the Swap the Deck emote, which obviously you're going to be swapping the deck, which it's supposed to be a broom. It kind of looks like or it's supposed to be a mop. It looks like a broom. The No Signal emote, where you're just holding your phone up like, hey, I don't have signal. It's pretty straightforward. We got the Motive Force, which is a sparrow like this, has a boost out like that. It's from Season of Dawn. That's a long time ago. We have the Heliotropium. Wow. Wow. It looks like that thing from Star Trek. Although there literally is the thing from Star Trek. There's the helmet for whatever class you're currently on. Again, we only have 2 weeks left, so if you want to get the helmet, this is probably your last chance for Bright Dust. We have an ornament for the Last Word, which makes it look like that. Is that like a lion on the back? That's so cool. Of course, we've got ghost projections like the Lantern entrance. We've got signal intercept transbat effects like this. We have the signal process looking like that. We got the celebrate newness, which looks like, wow, that was a fun one. Do that one again. Whee! That's a fun one. We have some shaders, including Trinity, which is probably not a reference to the Matrix. We have Grayscale Undergrowth, like that. We have the Bruised Blush, which we seem to get like every other week. And finally, the Vibrant Beach. Very specifically beach. And of course we have Banshee's inventory and all the fun and random rolls he has. First up, we have the Reginald D, which is again a craftable option, which has dual loading and adrenaline junkie. A dual loading sounds nice, but it doesn't feel good, so if you can get your reload up on top of this, it will feel a lot better. Otherwise, fairly decent range build here with Acurize and Full Choke, and handling is always nice on shotgun. So okay, but stretched in many different ways. Following that, the Budukasi, or the Buduka, which is moving target and swashbuckler, and some other good stuff, but you definitely need a lot more range on this. The contingency plan, which is firmly planted and frenzy. Firmly planted a lot better than most people think it is, and a lot of range stuff. Although you don't usually need range, the rapid fires might benefit from it, so a pretty darn good roll on this, I would say. Following that, Fugue 55, no distractions and focus fury. No distractions, pretty nice, although I believe this can have snapshot, although I can't remember. Otherwise, I prefer a lot more handling on it. Following that, Palindrome B, another craftable weapon, which has the perks of ensemble and chain reaction, and no impact casings, definitely could do a lot better. And finally, the Taipan, which is obviously another craftable option, which you can get two of very easily in that quest line. And Fragile and Focus Fury, decent to actually have. And of course, a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Specifically, a big thank you to Mom and Dad, Kate Bashal, Robert Strayer, Monday, Stu Bachman, Shuna Panther, Casey Regan, and Marcus Lover for their support on Patreon. My voice isn't gone, don't worry about that. And I'll see you guys on the next one.